Sometimes we bring healing, inspiration, or wisdom without even intending to. This is the sixth in my video series on stories that re-enchant. There's a term I've been using publicly in past videos, lamplighting, which has to do with changing the world kind of quietly through inspiration, through imagination, through bringing some wisdom, bringing along a few new stories to counteract outworn old narratives. And a question that's come up for me over the years is, what if we could learn to do this more consciously? Because I'm sure all of us have had the experience of saying or doing something and watching it have a huge beneficial effect on somebody and maybe even change a life, and we didn't even intend it to. And we look back and go, wow, how did that happen? So to use a story as an example, in my first novel, Soul Mapper, the protagonist is kind of like that. His name is Lucas, and he starts out without even remembering who he is, which on a symbolic level I think is true for a lot of us. He's on a journey to discover what he's about, where he came from, where he's headed, what's going on with him. He goes through a lot of difficult situations, but wherever he ends up, he seems somehow to bring some healing, some wisdom. Even in the days before his journey when he had very different goals, it still seems to show up like that. So in one place, he bears witness as an indigenous doctor is trying to put back together a network of visionaries. In another place, he helps kind of a nerdy scientist come out of herself a little bit more. She will prove in later books to be enormously influential. That would be Lucy Joe. And he even averts a terrorist attack at one point, but he does it in part with a sense of humor. So part of what his journey is about is, how is it that these things keep happening around me? And how can I do this more? And what does it say about who I really am at the very center of my being, at the very center of my soul? So as we go, we'll hear more about lamplighting. And part of the effort of this half of my life, the second half, is to help us understand what it is and how to do it more consciously. So more on that as we go.